Yes, good morning, everyone. I hope you are able to hear me and you are able to watch my screen. So, any doubts on the previous session? Anybody would like to talk with me, please? Now, in this session, we are going to take one practical scenario, how we can go for perform. So, we would like to go for hire an employee, which is for old date, 1st January 2023. We wanted to go for hire. And then we would like to go for transfer this employee 14th, 1st June 2024. Then we would like to terminate this employee 1st January 2025. And we would like to go for rehire this employee 1st January 2026. That's the workforce life cycle we wanted to configure. So if they ask you to configure this in the project, generally this we are supposed to do it. We'll see that now how it can be performed. Yes, now we'll see how we will go for configuration of this workforce life cycle. So in Oracle Cloud Human Capital Management, if we want to hire an employee, we must have the role called Human Resource Specialist role. Make sure that the user, whoever is logged into the application, should have the role called Human Resource Specialist. Let's go to Navigator, My Client Groups. Here we don't have that role. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to create a user account here. Let's go to Security Console. Tools menu, Security Console. I'm taking this user, Curtis Fiati. Curtis Fiati user is having the role called Human Resource Specialist. Here we will be able to find, let me reset the password. Just log out from this user and log in. Go to Navigator. If we have the role called Human Resource Specialist, then we'll be able to find this option, My Client Groups. Then we can hire employees here, new person. When we go for new person here, there is an option called Hire an Employee. Let's go for Hire Employee. Here we can specify what is our requirement. We want to hire an employee for the previous date, 1st January 2023. I'm performing the first action here in workforce lifecycle, January 1st, 2020. So for which legal employer you are hiring an employee? For US1 legal entity. We are hiring for US1 legal entity. Then enter the personal details, employee details. I'm specifying this personal details as Bharat Kumar. And then enter date of birth here. Enter national identification number, nothing but if it is India Aadhaar card, if it is US social security number, it must be this format. Social security number must be this format. 4 digits, 9 digits it should be. So we entered employee identification details. Then we have to enter employee personal details, nothing but employee home address, phone number, email ID, contacts information. Details we are going to enter here. So let me hide the home address here. And find phone details, email details, legislative information. And we can also find other details over here, like employee passport details, employee visas, citizenship. All the employee details will be specifying here. Any visas or permits we have for an employee here, that will be updated. And contacts, employee, sister, brother, father, like parent details and other details we'll find over here. Click next button. Here we are going to specify employment information. Nothing but you are hiring this employee for which branch, for which job, position, grade, location, manager. These details we are going to update here. We are going to specify for which business unit here. I'm hiring this employee for US1 business unit. And what is the job? I'm going to set that he is for finance director. And we can specify the grade, department, and of course, which location he is working. And then we can also mention that whether he is an employee or manager, he is going to work as a manager. I'm setting that he is a manager also. And who is the manager for this employee? We can specify that here, provision period, manager details. We can have either one manager or multiple managers, like a HR manager, project manager, resource manager. We can specify. I'm mentioning that here, line manager. If you want to go for add multiple managers, we can add here. We can choose this project manager, regional manager, and other options here. This tab is very important, employment information. So we entered assignment details over here and click next button. Salary details, what all we want on, then we can do. Otherwise, it's not mandatory. Generally, salary details, this all things will configure in payroll module. In payroll module, we are going to configure all this. Now, hiring employee completed successfully. So I would like to know whether the hiring process completed successfully or not. If that approval is not there, it's whether it's approved successfully or not. We'll go to person management here. and search for employee here. Taking some time.
I think you're entering in the person number, not in the name.
Oh, sorry. This is what our employee name, Bharat Kumar. This is employee number. We got some number here. Then after that, you can see that which companies we hired, which company, legal employer, and then we can find assignment number. Assignment is nothing but a set of information which we will assign to the employee, and we can see that E stands for employee. There will be three letters here for employee. C for contingent worker, means contract employee. N for non-worker, who is not here, who is not in our payroll, company payroll. We call it as non-worker. So there will be three letters. Now this is our assignment information. This is our person number. This is what we call it as assignment. And we can go down here. This is the manager for this employee. Curtis Fit is the manager. Line manager, we have specified. So this is how we are going to hire an employee for the date, whatever we have. This is hiring process. Let's say we want to transfer this employee to another location. Let's say the company is going to open a branch in a new location. We want to transfer this employee to that location. We want to transfer this employee into that particular location. What we will do is, let me show you how to create a new location. Let's go to setups. In setups, we are going to perform all this. Let's go to setup and maintenance. I'm creating new location. When we are implementing this product to the client, we'll be asking our client what are the different locations you are doing the business. If those locations, either we have to create or we have to load it, depends on the requirement. Okay. And then we are going to configure. This is the place where we will be doing all those. Now, review button. Submit. Now search for the location, whatever we created, it's working or not. Now location is done. And also set the approvals for the location. We'll see that when we are working in the project. Okay. The location is done successfully. Let's go to navigator. Good. Let's go to person management. What is our requirement next? We want to transfer this employee to different location. So let's search for employee here, 6595858. Search this employee. This is our employee. We want to transfer this employee from the current location. What is your current location? Currently, employee is working in Redwood City. I would like to transfer this employee to another location, New York. That should be effective from 1st June 2024, not from today. Not from today. For future date. For future date, we want to transfer this employee. So go to edit. Whenever we want to change the record for future date, we'll go for update. Click update. Click for update here. And here we are going to specify it's June. First, 2024. And what is the reason for transferring this employee? Are doing the transfer, location change is the reason, relocation. This is what we are doing, the update employment. Not from today, it will be effective from June 1st, right? Press OK. Review button. Submit. We are done successfully. Transfer. Employment is done successfully. Now let me search for this employee here. Now he's working in Redwood City. But when we update the date here, June 1st, what will be the location for this employee from 1st June onwards? Still, it's not updated. Oh, sorry. I think we have changed the location date, but we have not changed the details here. Okay, that's the problem. Location change. We have not updated the location details, right? Let's go down. Here we have to change the location. What is our location? HP, New York location. Just now we created, right? New location. We are transferring this employee. Click review button. It's happening from 2nd June 2024. Happening from 2nd June 2024. Submit button. Say yes. In the June, what will be the location, employee location? This will be the employee location. When we are searching for person record, we have to choose which date you wanted to see the record. What is the date, current or future date? So that we are supposed to specify effective as of date. These all details. Okay. So this is what we are going to call it as transfer, or to transfer. But again, in transfer, we will find different types like global transfer, temporary assignment, global temporary assignment. This all will be discussing in our workforce life cycle when we are discussing in our training sessions. Okay. Next, what we would like to do is, I wanted to terminate this employee on 1st January 2025. If we want to terminate an employee, we have to search the record first and go to task list here. Go to task list here, and then here we have option called work relationship. So what is work relationship? Work relationship is nothing but a relationship between the worker and legal employer. The relationship between the worker and legal employer. We call it as work relationship. We call it as work relationship. Worker means employee, legal employer means company. So the relationship between these two, we call it as a work relationship that we wanted to terminate. There's option here, terminate. One of the important question in the interviews is the difference between these two, terminate and cancel work relationship. When you have multiple work relationships, then if you want to cancel one work relationship, we can go for cancel that here. And if you have only one work relationship that you wanted to go for terminate, you will be no more connectivity with the organization, employee. That's what we call it as terminate. What we call it as terminate option over here it is. Okay. I'm doing termination right now. Employee has resigned to some better opportunity. And he has notified today on 4th June 2024. Actual, we are terminating this employee on January 2025. 1st January 2025, we are terminating this employee. Go down. So how about user access? Revoke user access after termination immediately. What is your recommendation? User access is basically if employee is able to access the application. For example, you are telling to the employee that your termination date is on 1st January 25. So do you want to give the access till that date, or you want to stop immediately? The employee will be working with the company, but he cannot access the product, right? Let's say I wanted to go for immediate or stop the user access. How about rehiring process? I would recommend rehiring. Case in future, if this employee is going to come again, then we'll be able to add that here. It is. Review button. So we terminated an employee successfully. Let's search for an employee with January 2025 2nd. There's a button here, advanced. Click this button. You have to use this checkbox. Include terminated work relationship. Include terminated work relationship. Click search bar. Even if you have terminated the employee, still we would like to view that. But still employee is active. 2025 January 2nd also still employee is active. It means termination is Still not approved. It's not at that. Now it is inactive. Now the record is inactive. So employee is terminated successfully. You can see the termination details. What is the termination date? 1st January 2025. When employee has joined? 1st January 2023. 1st January 2023. So resignation has done for better opportunity with record. And right now this employee is inactive because you are in 2nd January 2025. Right now you are in 2nd January 2025. So that day you are searching. So the beauty of this human capital management is you can see the future record status. We call it as a date track concept in human capital management. Okay, that is very important. We don't find even finance or supply, which is required for human capital management. So we'll see that. We'll see that in the next level, some more details practically. Okay. And if I click the history button, I can see that history of this employee. When we hired this employee, after that, we tried to transfer this employee, but no attributes changes found. Then we got location, right? Location here, and then assignment details, resignation has been done. Okay. So what is our next activity required in our workforce lifecycle management? We want to rehire this employee. So this employee says that again is going to come back to our company from 1st January 2024. I want to rehire this employee. So when you rehire an employee, then we have to go to create work relationship. Go to create work relationship. Person number earlier it was 6585. The same number will be continued. So mention the future date. It will be January 2026 first. What is the action? Rehiring an employee. Action reason. Rehire fill vacant position. For which company you are rehiring, so and so. This we will get all the details. Date of birth and everything we got here. Next, we have to go through and make the changes if required. Home address, phone details. The time of hiring this employee, whatever the tabs we got, the same tabs we'll find in rehiring also, right? Also will get. So this time also I'm going to hire this employee for the same branch, but the position might be different. Let's say I'm hiring this employee for different job, human resource director. Okay. And for a different location. Now rehiring process completed successfully. Rehiring process completed successfully. So let me search for this employee. Future date. This was termination record. But by 26, again, we hired employee, right? So there must be again hiring record. So if we have done any hiring, transfer, global transfer, termination, rehiring, we can find the notification here. Termination is approved. Rehiring, we will have verified. We can do it from here. We can also check the tools. Transaction console. The name itself we can find. The name itself can find transaction. So what transaction we have done? We have done the employee rehiring. That is one of the transactions. These all are transactions. Whatever we are doing now, hiring is one transaction, transfer, termination, rehiring. These all are transactions, right? So now I wanted to see the status of my transaction. So I can see from here, transaction console. Remove the failed status records. This is Bharat. What is the process name here? Just click success. New work relationship. It's done successfully, and it's also auto approval. Approvals is actually the functional job as well as technical. As a functional consultant, we are supposed to configure this approvals also here. Okay, and we'll be performing all these operations. Now let's see the status. Go to person management here. And what is the person number? By 2026, you will be active. I want to see the active records also, like terminated record. Check this checkbox. I can see 2 records. So system is clearly telling that on 1st January 2025, employee got terminated. Again, he is active from 2026. If you click this record, it will show the rehiring process data. If you click this record, you will find the termination date. 1st January 2026. You can find here clearly it's a rehiring process. See the history of employee records. It's a rehiring process. Okay. So this is about the workforce lifecycle management. It's a general scenario. So here, what is our job as functional consultant is, we have selected right now built-in legal employer. It's built-in company that we have to configure. When we are implementing this product, let's say I'm implementing this product for Apollo Healthcare. What is their company name? Apollo Healthcare Private Limited, that we are supposed to configure. Then we have to configure their branches. They might have 100 or 200 branches that we have to configure. They might have different positions, different jobs, different grades, different departments, locations, different terms and conditions for the attributes and managers. This all we have to configure. Then we have to configure their role statuses. Okay. After configuration of all this, we are supposed to test it as a functional consultant. For example, today in our session, we have done one setup called location. We have done the location setup. After doing that location setup, I'm using that location while transferring employee. It's working. Okay. So that we are supposed to do. So as a functional consultant, we know actual business requirement. Obviously, whatever the setups or configurations we have done, we are supposed to test it. Once we test successfully, then we will go for deliver to the client. Then we will go for deliver this to the client. That's how it is going to work. Yeah. It's clear, everybody? Any doubts here, please? This is how we will be doing. So human capital management, functional consultant, there is no question of coding here. It's complete functional activity here. Then there is no coding over here.
Okay, so can we have the syllabus copy? So what we are going to cover in the sessions time?
So as I said, total 4 modules we are going to cover. The first one is global HR. Global HR, we will be talking about configuration of the enterprise structure, workforce structure, legal entities, departments, and then implementation process, transfer, global transfers, security, approvals, is all employment details. This is the first module we'll be discussing, complete end-to-end implementation. After that, after completion of the global HR, right now we have done this setup, locations. Last class, we have done this implementation project. And also we have done today employee hiring, transfer, and then termination we have done, rehiring we have done, right? And last session, we talked about how to create user accounts. And then second module will be a payroll module. So payroll module, we are going to have the end-to-end payroll module, which is for US legislation. Actually, US legislation is a complex one. Once you learn US legislation, then you can do it for any country. Any country you can do that. Here it is. Okay. So that's the reason we are going for US legislation here. And then we will be able to find bank account, other details here. And then bank setups, elements, role, fast formulas. Is all we are going to do this here. All we will be performing here. So that's how it will work here. Then next one is the absence management module. Absence management is a leave management module, which we will be using to manage the leave plans and accruals, workforce schedule, and then we will assign this leave plans to the employees and all we will do this here. And when we are talking about the talent management, after the absence management, we'll start with the talent management. Talent management is used mainly to manage the employee talent information, like profile information, goal information, performance information. This is all we are going to specify over here. These are the 4 modules we'll be implementing. And when we are working with the payroll module, obviously we'll be getting the individual compensation, like salary details, how we will process the salary with single employee, multiple employees, all the employees, how to exclude the employee, how to set the salary through the fast formula, how to restrict the employee payrolls through fast formula, and configuration of the pay slips, and creating our own flows. Oracle has provided the standard payroll flows to run the standard US payroll, but client wants to have the different payroll. So in that scenario, we will be using this different payroll tasks and reports. That is all we are going. So here itself, we are going to activity with the individual compensation with the payroll. So that is our global HR module first, second payroll module, absence management, talent management, and technically we'll be discussing how to load the data, data conversion, how to extract the data, burn interfaces, and reporting part, types, BI reports, and OTBI dashboards and analysis we will be discussing. Of course, securities and approvals, flow BPM approvals is mandatory because that is a functional responsibility. And then we are going to have the personalization sandboxes. This is not much required because technical people will be involving here by writing JavaScript or Groovy script. But still, we have to have some idea because when we say we are working last 4 years in the cloud, HCM, definitely their expectation will be very high, right? So there we are going to specify the sandboxes and all personalization. We can specify some examples. Couple of examples we'll be doing that here. Okay. So this is about the syllabus which we are going to cover. It will be a part of our syllabus here. So this we will be sharing you through Google Drive. Every class will be recorded and shared, and you will have the access to the application, 6 months server access, and you can download all the videos and go for practice every time. And there will be a WhatsApp group. I'm also the part of WhatsApp group. So during your practice, then you will be able to find this support assistance from me. And end of the training, you will be getting the resume explanation, like how you have to prepare your resume. We will provide you the list of clients. You can put the client. I'll explain you how to write the resume, roles and responsibilities, interview preparation, documentation preparation. This all will be a part of our treatments. Yeah. Any doubts here?
So in the syllabus, are we going to cover any descriptive flex fields and
Yes, it is there, right? Value sets, flex fields, DFF, KFF, EFF.
okay, okay.
Hello, good morning. My name is
Yeah,
Pranay.
yeah, please.
Yeah, regarding the job opportunities, how much time? This means how many months you provide training to us? That means after training, your coordination will be about how many months?
No, it will be always like so. Will we keep on always supporting to this through WhatsApp group? I am also from
Okay,
2022 also we are supporting.
okay, okay. You will
Always,
providing any references if you have any contacts with the old students like that. You'll get any references.
yeah, yeah.
You are
You'll get,
providing.
we are in the part of that. We can see that we are in a right now. It is going on financials, HCM, everything.
And different background positions also will getting the jobs.
Sorry, different background means.
This is not the part of this HCM like that. You will be in a different
No problem.
roles. You will be.
See, basically, when we are applying as 4+ or 3+ years of experience, they will not see any other domain. They will see the subject. Subject is important because the project needs to be executed with the consultants, right? So they look for only the subject. They'll not see your graduation, whether you are from HR background or not. If you have worked with other organization in any other department, it doesn't mean that you are not suitable for cloud HCM. So always they look for go ahead with this.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And guys, that's about the third demo what we have discussed today. And this also will be in our YouTube channel. So you can see that here this was our first demo and this was our second demo. Today also I'll upload this third demo. From tomorrow onwards, our regular sessions will be started. Okay. And that will be a different meeting ID. You can communicate with our admin team regarding the enrollment process and all. This is our admin team WhatsApp number. Communicate with. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.